Colleges and universities are finally letting more of their students back on campus for the spring semester. Professors argued that the Georgia Senate runoffs were racist, and a group of international student athletes is suing the U.S. government over its COVID-19 immigration restrictions. I'm Ophelie Jacobson, and this is the Campus Countdown. Starting off with some good news out of our higher education institutions, schools across the nation will be welcoming more of their student population back to campus in the spring semester. In the fall semester, many schools transitioned to online learning and limited the amount of students on campus due to COVID-19. And if you're a college student, I'm sure you can agree that college looked a lot different in the fall semester. But while a lot of schools and universities will continue online learning, some schools are actually bucking this trend for the spring semester. Take, for example, Yale, Harvard, Princeton, Brown, UPenn, Stanford, and the University of Florida. These schools will all be welcoming more students on campus in the spring. However, it's not that simple. Another trend that we've noticed is that at many of these schools and universities, they're giving priority to upperclassmen to return to campus in the spring semester. For example, Yale University will be giving priority to sophomores, juniors, and seniors to return to campus, while simultaneously encouraging freshmen to continue remote learning at home. Harvard University will be doing the same thing with their seniors. Moving on to our next story of the week, the Georgia Senate runoff races took place this past Tuesday, and in case you didn't know, they were racist, according to multiple professors. In a recent interview with Boston's NPR network, Morehouse College professor Adrian Jones and Southern Methodist University professor Cal Gilson claimed that the history of the runoff races were inherently racist and that runoffs, in general, proved to be more difficult for Black communities. During the interview, the professors referred listeners to a podcast created by Westminster College professor Joshua Holzer, titled A Brief History of Georgia's Runoff Voting and Its Racist Roots. Holzer states, quote, "As Georgia's history demonstrates, adopting a system that requires the support of the majority can sometimes be used to engineer the exclusion of those in the minority." Well, nowadays it seems as if anything and everything can be deemed as offensive and racist. Campus Reform has reported on professors who have called math, law and order, the phrase American people, and even the Constitution as being racist. What's next? And moving on to our top story of the week, a group of international student athletes is suing the United States government and alleging that they were unable to play their sports at their colleges and universities due to COVID-19 immigration restrictions. ICE changed its COVID-19 policies for foreign students so that if the university held classes exclusively online or mostly online, students were not allowed to enter the country. The initial policy received pushback from Harvard, MIT, and other schools. So, ICE changed its policy to only apply to incoming freshmen and newly enrolled students. Still, this wasn't enough because now 15 students at the University of California, Los Angeles, and one other student at a neighboring school are alleging that the U.S. government's designation between first-year students and international students who are returning to their university as, quote, arbitrary, and states that treating them as two different classifications is, quote, not consistent with law. The case covers students from 8 different countries who play sports from golf to rowing, volleyball to soccer, and more. Our team at Campus Reform will continue to monitor this lawsuit, so be sure to check out our website, campusreform.org, for more updates on this story and on college craziness happening across the nation. That's all we have for you today for the Campus Countdown. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Parler. I'm Ophelie Jacobson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week with another episode of the Campus Countdown.